Good morning! So I was thinking today I would take a little bit of time in this video to share some really profound points in my life that you can use as a reflection, and maybe you feel a little excitement about some of them and you want to find them, or it inspires you to do something else, or it makes you think of an idea and you look that up and you find what you need to find. I first found the frequency of the solution of love. My first remembering, the first time I read a spiritual book and remembered the information, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is everything I've looked for in my entire life. This makes so much sense. This is the most true thing I have ever read that makes the most sense out of anything. And it instantly is like, you imagine, I've used this analogy before, you've got trash swirling everywhere, newspapers, and one's on your face, and it's just, then you read this book or you find something and instantly it just, everything drops and you see clearly for the first time. So a huge book, and my copy is so worn, is Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. He also has the book, A New Earth. Both are amazing. I have read them too many times to count. This is actually practicing the power of now. So this is a short book with just highlights from the book. I often feel motivated or inspired to give people books when I'm around them. Like, you need to read this. And so I'm constantly buying new copies, or now I have some digital copies on my phone. So no matter where I am, if I just have some time, if something happens and I get a little moment, or these books are great because you just open it, you show me what I most need to read, and open to a page, and it will have something beautiful and perfect for what you need. Another powerhouse book in the beginning is Michael Singer. Now this is the same, like how this is the abridged version of the Power of Now, and it's the practice. This is Living Untethered, but the actual book is this little, it's actually this color, it's a little blue book with a horse running on the front, and it's called The Untethered Soul. And I read that, but I could not put that book down. My husband and I literally climbed a mountain in California. It was Mount Baldy, and I brought it in my pack because I did not want to be separated from the book. And when we got to the top, I literally, he set up hiking chairs to have lunch and relax, and I sat there and read him The Untethered Soul. And it was just like the most incredible, reading those words in raw nature with those views. It is just something real special. So Michael Singer. Later in my journey, a little bit later after I found these two, I came across Joe Dispenza really deeply, and his words just were clarity and anchoring into putting what I was remembering into this physical practice, and it just opened my life up in an entirely new way that I had previously never experienced. And I could say was almost emotionally overwhelming at the time, except for this deep calming knowing that while this new reality of things were happening, it was just this peace throughout of hell yeah, I want more of this. All I wanted was more. I was so passionate about the concepts in these books and Dr. Joe Dispenza. And then right around that turn, I was looking up something, and I was looking for a new book, and I looked up a concept. I don't even remember what it was, and it led to a blog post. And the gentleman that wrote the blog post talked all about how he loved this book, and how he loved Michael Singer's The Surrender Experiment. And I thought, whoa, I know all about The Untethered Soul. What is the Surrender Experiment? And so it was just glowing and flashing, and it was just zinging all over. I need to read this book right now. And I got it, and I read it, and it changed my life profoundly. If you haven't seen the blog that came before these videos, that came before the book I just finished, it's called The Surrendered Path, and it was inspired by the surrender experiment, that deepening that he gave in the book, the examples of his life. and of surrendering, which is moving into, I would describe it as moving into the frequency of the solution, into the heart, into love, into joy, and just practicing non-judgment and just moving through life and watching things align. It was really incredible. I also have 2 of Dr. Joe's books here. You Are the Placebo and Becoming Supernatural, because you can never have too much Dr. Joe. I'm just like, he is living his dharma to the fullest, and he started as a chiropractor, had an incredible, I think it's in You Are the Placebo, it talks about how he originally got started. He got run over and smashed to pieces on a bike race, and it led to him healing his body without intervention through his mind. And the story is as incredible as that even sounds. And it pushed him into the knowing and the finding and the research, and how he's so unifying for all people in all religions. There are these universal truths running through that he brings, and I absolutely just love the work that he's doing. And often visualize myself at lunch or at dinner with him, with my husband and I. We would just absolutely love that. So that is just something I imagine quite regularly. It pops up and I just think, hell yes. Another incredible resource is Dr. David Hawkins. His work with consciousness, which is putting numbers and muscle testing to this problem frequency, which is survival frequency, which is like fight, flight, freeze, and then going up, there's a level of consciousness where you, around courage, become aware, and then the consciousness rises from there, and you can muscle test it. And his book, Letting Go, and his book, I mean, I would argue that anything he wrote is just like fire, and you should just don't walk to it, run to it and get it. But Power versus Force and Letting Go were 2 that really, like, hell yes, led to that remembering, to that knowledge, to that next level. I also found that one of the most foundational parts of a spiritual practice is a physical practice of movement and exercise. The body and the physical body and our mental body, like our spiritual body, they're all this one energetic thing. And when we move our body, when we get our feet into the earth barefoot, and we get those energies pulsing from the earth through our body, there's no substitution for that. Drinking enough water, eating the right foods, the right frequencies that feel right for your body, and really auditing how you feel after meals, and really that physical activity, whether it's yoga or jogging or walking, really pushing yourself into finding feel-good activities is so important. It literally, you can't live the life that you want to live, which I can say this generally about every single human, because we want peace and happiness and joy and good feelings and feeling like we're contributing and the world is a loving place. Like, we all want these universal truths, and our physical body and movement is such a foundational part of that. Along with that is fasting. If it's right for you, research it, figure it out. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a health consultant, but fasting is a beautiful way to work with your body, whether it's intermittent fasting or whether it's like you fast till noon, or whether you have one day a week that you like observe the Sabbath, or observe just letting your body rest, and you don't have it do any work, any physical work. It is so much work to digest. And when the body rests, it repairs, it restores, it does all of these things it does during sleep. So it's all about tuning into your body and listening. And if you know muscle testing, that is an excellent way to start asking questions. Is my body actually hungry? You can find out. Is it, because it's just, eating can be so habitual and so autopilot. But eating when your body actually has an appetite is life-changing. Another thing is herbs. This is, however you do it, this is a company I love, and I am full disclosure, obsessed with its owner. She is an incredible human, even though we've never met. She's all the way in London. This is Sleep and Rest. I find it difficult to find a time I've slept better than without setting the intention and winding down at night with this tea. Like, it's so, like, sleep has been so delicious. So delicious. Gut restore. I do that on some days during fasting. Digest and detox. Immune boost, or quantum explorer, which is great for like full moon type times when there's like lots of energy and you're if you don't know about moons yet, they're really interesting. The moon controls the tides. It's not like a woo thing. Our bodies are mostly water. Like the moon literally, I used to work at a daycare place like when I was in college at like a private school, and they'd be like, oh my god, the kids are crazy today, and the joke was, is it a full moon? And it was every single time, because it controls the energy and it kind of makes the good better and the bad kind of like it's just like a moment to really powerfully reflect and connect with intention. And we're shown a lot during these times, but sometimes I'll do tea like that, like around those times, or when I just want to have like more lucid dreams or more messages, or I'll sit down before bed and I'll really set the intention. Like, I want to see in my dreams, show me where I'm meant to live, or show me what I'm meant to do, or show me the solution to this problem. And really setting the intention, like the masculine energy, and then that feminine energy in our body, not gender, but energy. Everybody has a yin and a yang, the masculine and the feminine. The setting the intention, the knowing, the power, the freedom, the showing up, and then the feeling into it and using our intuition and listening to the subtle clues and interpreting the game mode. But doing that before bed is a very powerful practice. Also, drinking water and setting an intention. Also, Jose Silva. How can I forget about Jose Silva? He is just always so incredible. And Vishen from Mindvalley has really become like the universal Silva method guru. And he has courses on Mindvalley. And Regan Regan on Mindvalley. She has some powerful courses that are just really like it's almost like a powerful meditation that like takes weeks and helps you like really interactive look at your life. And so combining a lot of these different people and a lot of these different practices and feeling into it what feels right and what you're drawn to or what you keep seeing an advertisement for, following that is also really helpful. But filling our mind with, you are the vibrational frequency of the 5 people you're around with most. So just adding greats into your life and surrounding yourself with these frequencies that you desire is a really, really powerful way to get into that solution frequency and just feel your way there. And then finding videos you align with. Abraham Hicks. How did I forget Abraham Hicks? Okay, so Esther Hicks is this beautiful human who receives Abraham Hicks, and she just she's just an open vessel channeling this information. And if that's not somewhere on your journey where you can like your mind is like, whoa, thinking of a thought, you don't need to know where it comes from. Just listen to the words that come out of her mouth with an open mind and just receive. She is such a high vibrational frequency during these talks that she does, that just listening to them and playing them is so incredible to listen to. She's such a clear channel, a clear message for these things. David Bayer is another one. Tony Robbins, that like there's all of these different people that have received the same frequency, the same knowing, the same love, that they're all translating it in slightly different ways. So finding the people that speak the language that's the code, they have code for you. There's something about them, there's something they're saying that like brings you alive and gives you a little hint in your own video game. Finding those is incredible. But if you like to read, I would recommend any of those books I've talked to you about today. They will not disappoint. Go and have a beautiful day and find more things in your game that are meant to level you up. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. You are finishing the other end of this conversation, the finishing of this ceremony, and I absolutely appreciate your time being spent here. If you thought of anybody, send this video to them. Let the conversation continue. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell if you want to be notified of new videos. Leave any comments if you have ideas or questions or feedback, or if it launched any amazing ideas in your life. And have an amazing rest of your day.